Hi everybody, it's me Julie. I'm here today to give you my thoughts on the Benefit Rockateur boxed blush. I showed a photo of this on Instagram and Facebook a couple of weeks ago when I purchased it, and a few people asked for my thoughts on it, and so that's what I'm going to give you today. So I don't really need to tell you what it is. You've seen it. It's the new blush from Benefit, and now there is some debate as to whether or not this is a blush or a beauty powder because of the fact that it's quite sheer, and I'll talk about that in a second. But it just says sweep this provocative powder on cheeks. It's a show-stopping flush. So they don't actually call it a blush, the famously provocative cheek powder. I'll start off by saying I do not like Benefit box packaging. I find them bulky. I find them kind of hard to travel with. And I find they're just kind of cheesy looking. And on top of the blush is a little plastic shelf, like a little plastic container with this little brush in it. Now, I will say, for the most part, I usually throw away these little brushes, but this one's actually pretty good. It's, it's got a decent shape to it. It's good for if you want to, apply your blush with it. So I do like it for that. What I don't like is the way that they've got it packaged with the blush. I don't like the fact that it sits in a little, and I have to take this out and, find something to do with it, put it down on the counter, and, it's just a little awkward. I think it would be better if, it stored in here, or there was, oh, I just smudged my nail polish, or if there was like a spot underneath to put the brush. I think that would be more convenient. It's just, it's not the end of the world. It's just a little cumbersome. When you open it up, it's, got really cool faceting on it, really nice kind of stamp. It says rock across it. Very, very nice. And when you first get it, there's like an overlay of gold shimmer on the top. So that's scaring a lot of people. But I have to say, the minute you put your brush into it, it goes away. Like the first time you use it, it goes away. And then underneath that is the blush itself. If you really like the gold shimmer in it, I don't know what to tell you because it disappears after the first sweep of the brush. So the color, as you know, is the really pretty rose gold. Swatch it for you. Okay, so there it is, full swatch strength. That's probably the wrong finger to swatch it on. I'm going to swatch it on my ring finger. So that's it at full strength. It's a really pretty rose gold shade. I'm going to put it on my hand here so you can see it. At full strength, swatched on my hand, you can see that it's just a really nice rosy glowy blush, and it's quite warm tone, which is actually why I bought this, because it seemed different to anything that I had in my collection. I will say that it is quite similar to Milani's Luminoso. It's not a dupe by any stretch of the imagination. This is Milani's Luminoso, but it's got that same kind of warm glow to it. So this is the Rockateur and this is Milani's Luminoso. So you can see that they're fairly similar. Obviously the Milani is more orange toned, whereas this is more rosy, but it gives you the same look, which is just a nice kind of warm glowy blush without being too pink, without being too peach, right? So you can see that they're very, very similar. So I was kind of like, damn it, I could have just used my Milani. But I will say that the Benefit one is, is different enough that I think, you can't call it a dupe, but it certainly gives you the same effect. And you can see that it's just got a nice sheen to it. There's no shimmer except for that initial overlay of gold. And it's just a really nice product. If you're fair toned like I am, it acts as like a cross between a highlighter and a blush. So when I use it, I don't use a highlighter because it gives a nice sheen to the cheeks, and you can see it here on this side. So I don't feel like I need a highlighter on top of it. So it really is like a cross between a blush and a highlighter. It's not as it doesn't have as much of a shine as a highlighter, but it definitely has more shine than a normal blush. So as I said, it's a cross between a blush and a highlighter. The other issue with it is quite sheer. I like that because it means I can build it up. Sometimes, you get a blush that's like really pigmented, and if you're fair, it's like, it's kind of scary, and it's just, whoa, you really have to find a way to work with it. I like a product that I can build with it, that I can build. Having said that though, I think if you're spending this kind of money on a blush, you shouldn't have to, use a ton of product to build it up. This I can see going through fairly quickly. As a matter of fact, after using it for 2 weeks, You can see that I'm pretty much worn out, you know, the stamping on it, and you know, like I'm getting down, like I can see a dip in it already, and that's because you have to build it. So for that, considering that, I think that it's not really a great value for the dollar, and that's kind of what I look for in cosmetics. Like, I want to get my money's worth. So as somebody who pretty much shops exclusively at the drugstore, I'm glad that I did buy this because it was a nice little treat to myself, and I do think that it lives up to the hype. I think it's a very, very pretty blush. I think it's nice for people, as I said, with fair skin tone because you can build it. It's not too strong coming out of the pan. I'm glad I bought it for myself. I think it's really nice. I think it's really pretty, but I don't think that I will go out and repurchase it when it's done. So those are my thoughts. Like I said, as somebody who, you know, pretty much shops exclusively at the drugstore, I expect a lot out of my high-end products. I expect them to really live up to the price tag. Those are my thoughts. You can take that information and do what you want with it. Thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll see you soon.